Good morning, everybody. This is Shailendra, negi KV ONGC Dehradun. Today, we're just going to study about the relationship between different types of quadrilaterals. We've already studied that different types of quadrilaterals are rectangles, square, kite, rhombus, parallelograms, trapeziums. So now we're just going to learn how they are mutually related to each other. Some of these are mutually related to each other. How is it so? Let us see that. We've already read about the properties of these quadrilaterals. Now, coming on to the first figure, you're seeing first figure. This is a quadrilateral. All the four sides are equal. All the four sides are equal. Now, if four sides are equal, we already know that if four sides are equal, it is going to be a rhombus. But other than rhombus, what we can call that figure? If four sides are equal, then obviously they are going to be parallel to each other. The opposite sides are going to be parallel to each other. So this figure can be termed as it is a quadrilateral, it is a parallelogram, as well as it is a rhombus. Right. So coming on to the second figure. Second figure states that this side is parallel to this side is parallel to this side. That's it. So obviously it's a quadrilateral. Opposite sides are parallel, then it is a parallelogram. Right. So what can we call it? We're having these options. It can be called a quadrilateral as well as a parallelogram. It cannot be called a rectangle, rhombus, this. Now, coming on to the third one. Now, the third figure, it is a rectangle. Sorry, it's a square. All the four sides are equal. You can see that all the four sides are equal. Angles are of 90 degrees. Angles are of 90 degrees. Now, if we see this figure, we can call it a quadrilateral. Four sides are there. A square. All the sides are equal. Angles are of 90 degrees. It can be called a rectangle also. Rectangle, because what is a rectangle? Rectangle is a figure in which the opposite sides are equal. Yes, the opposite sides are equal in the square also. Right. Square में भी opposite sides equal होती हैं. 90 डिग्री के एंगल होते हैं. तो इसको हम rectangle भी बोल सकते हैं. It can be called a parallelogram also. Parallelogram में क्या होता है? The opposite sides are parallel to each other. So in this figure, this is parallel to this is parallel to this. So this figure can be called as a quadrilateral. It can be called parallelogram. It can be called rectangle, and it can be called rhombus as well as square. Now, other figure. This is a figure in which nothing is equal, no angle is given. Then obviously we cannot call it a square or a rectangle or a parallelogram. It's just a quadrilateral. Nothing is there. Now, coming on to this figure. This is a rectangle. The opposite sides are equal and the angles are of 90 degree. Right. So it can be called a quadrilateral. Four sides are there. A rectangle. Opposite sides are equal and 90 degree angles are there. Right. And it can be called a parallelogram because opposite sides are parallel to each other. So if we select the options over here, quadrilateral, then parallelogram, then rectangle. Got it? So this is the way we just relate different quadrilaterals to each other. These are the special types of quadrilaterals. Special conditions are there. So the next exercise will be based on these questions.